Alright, let's conclude the discussion on Euron. So, up to this point now, we're in Season 8. He's managed to kill off Obra and Nymeria. He's captured Yara. He's made Theon flee. And he's going to, as the season keeps going, kill a dragon. He manages to kill one of Dany's dragon. He destroys her fleet. Amazing accomplishments. But in terms of the character, it seems like the main motivation, because it can't be Cersei, because he actually already has Cersei, and Cersei doesn't really have anybody else, so he has her, and, the alliance has already been cemented. So in terms of his major goals, he's, humiliated his relatives, and he has Cersei, and he's killed a dragon, so in terms of what he wants, there's not much left. So the writers have seemed to just reduce it to just this rivalry between him and Jaime. Now, the obvious problem is him and Jaime have no relationship. And again, this is not the book Euron. The book Euron has been around the world. He's dabbled in the dark arts, so he's had many alliances, many conspiracies. So who he's dealt with or he has not dealt with is huge. So he's interacted with a huge amount of characters, and there's a lot of disputes. Just who he's met with, who he's collaborated with, who he's really working with in secret. But that's the book version. In the TV version, we've got a very simplified version of this Euron, and he's pretty straightforward in terms of what he wants and who he likes and doesn't like. And when he meets Jaime, he makes it very clear that he both admires and hates him. In terms of what the book says, he does have some contact with people in Westeros, but again, Euron also works mostly behind the scenes, so he would really never telegraph what he wants from a person, whether he likes him or dislikes him. But in the TV show, he is very straightforward that he saw Jaime when Jaime helped put down the Ironborn, and that he actually likes him a lot because he saw him in action and was impressed by his skill. So the direct quote is, "I saw you, I heard so much talk, the best in the world." And so he obviously feels this rivalry when he was put into exile that he would one day take on the Kingslayer. So the concluding battle is when Dany uses Drogon against the city. And again, Euron tries to kill Drogon as he did the other dragon, Rhaegal. But this time, Dany manages to destroy the armada of Eurons, and Euron has to flee. Though, I'll just note, because again, I'm not going to do a detailed analysis of the story, but again, just even as the character, could the book Euron survive a fight against the dragon? Maybe. He has the horn. He's dabbled in the dark arts, so him being able to resurrect himself or cast a spell is, plausible. But in the TV show, all he does is just jump out of the way of Drogon's flame, and is not harmed at all. I mean, it's spotless. He doesn't have any burns. He doesn't feel any trauma. He's not even shocked or scared. He just dodges the flame and moves on. And miraculously, he gets ashore of King's Landing, and there's Jaime right there. And at first, Jaime's like, "We have to help Cersei together." And then he's like, no, we need to have a fight. Of course, it's pretty ridiculous. Why are they going to have a fight? It doesn't even make sense. I mean, Drogon is destroying everything. The Unsullied are inside. Jon's forces are inside. I mean, it's just an extremely deadly place. If he wants to have a duel with Jaime, that's fine. But first he needs to get to safety, and then maybe later he can have a duel. But apparently to the writers, they've built this all up. Like, he's just constantly mocked him. He goes to him in one aside, making fun of Cersei, saying, does she like it gentle or rough? And Jaime's like shocked at all his language and words. So there are just two major problems. One is the obvious. Jaime has been with Bronn, not to mention a lot of other men. So him hearing really insulting or really biting remarks about women, or Cersei in particular, he's had that. I mean, he's grown up with Tyrion, Tyrion, and Tyrion has said God knows how many shocking things to him, and why would he be shocked at how Euron is talking at all? I mean, it doesn't track with the character. Because there's that problem, even Jaime being shocked. But what is Euron's plan? I mean, it seemed at the beginning he was going to conquer all of Westeros. Okay, that's season 6. Season 7, no, I'm going to settle for just the Ironborn. We're going to team up with Cersei. We're going to win, and I'll have this independent kingdom where I'll be king. And I'll kill off my relatives. And then by season 8, it's like, I don't even care about killing the relatives. I don't really care about the politics. I don't care about the king or the crown or the armada or killing dragons. I just want to fight the Kingslayer. And you're like, why do you want to kill the Kingslayer? This is not Jaime with 2 hands. Even if you fight, it's not a real fight. You can win easily. And then the fight actually happens and he loses. And of course, technically, we don't know if he's dead or not, but you're still like, why are you fighting him? What are you getting out of this? What do you want? It just seems so functional. We just want a final concluding action-packed scene with Jaime before he dies. And I understand that for Jaime, you want to see him do something. Well, he could have fought the Unsullied. He could have fought Jon. He could have fought another seasoned fighter to get to Cersei. He could have fought the Hound for a little while. Why would he fight Euron? Why does Euron want to fight him? I mean, there's just nothing there. I mean, I can understand Euron feeling competition, but it's like, at this point in time, this late into the whole series, it's mind-boggling. So, yeah, I'm going to have to judge the whole retconning pretty illegitimate. At least the beginning parts in season 6, they do have some genetic ties to the book, and it seems like it's a valid interpretation. This is not the book Euron. He's not a wizard. He doesn't have purple lipstick, but he's dangerous. He's ambitious. He wants to conquer Westeros, and he's going to do whatever it takes to reach that goal. But by the time we get to season 8, he's just this sort of invincible clown pirate who just destroys everything in his path. He kills dragons with a snap of his fingers, and then, I just want to fight the Kingslayer. I've always had a dream. I want to fight. What? Why? How did this happen? When? Do you guys have like a backstory we're not aware of? It just feels completely inorganic. The performance is fine. I mean, it's pretty amusing for what it is, but it's not just so far from the book. It's just so far from season 6. Like, I am the storm to, okay, does she like it gentle or rough? I am the storm, brother. You know, it's just this very powerful introduction, just this very, just your mind just races in terms of like, okay, what does this guy want? What is the end goal? Are the Ironborn just a means to an end? Is this just another really interesting Littlefinger we have? And it's like, no, it's just, he's just kind of a super villain, and people have gone to Jack Sparrow, but I just don't see a lot of Jack Sparrow here. It just seems like a very flamboyant personality who's a pirate, and they're going to give him a lot of superpower so that he helps even out the forces at the end. And that's it. There's nothing more. There's really not much more to the character. There's no depth. There's no consequence. Yara gets free. She doesn't even mention him. He doesn't care. It's like none of it mattered. It's just this very inorganic, invincible robot. They trot it out. He does what he has to do, and it's over. So yeah. So we finished up Euron Greyjoy. I'm going to have to judge the retconning between season 6 to 8 as a fairly clear, illegitimate, redoing of the character from the book. All right, so we're going to do other characters, and I'll be happy to take